to say Michelle has a pretty incredible sacred story that she's going to share with us, and it's actually tied to the 501c3 nonprofit that she was the co-founder of. So, Michelle, why don't we just dig right in? If you would, can you share with our Sacred Stories family your sacred story, please?
Sure. It really, while I had a level of intuition always in my life, but I wasn't really using it, I would say. And there were times in my life where I really actually tried to push it aside. But when I became a mother, it really came to the forefront. I had my two children a little under 2 years apart, and they both had significant chronic illness. My daughter was born first, and she had a relapsing fever syndrome that we did all kinds of testing, genetic testing, and we went to every kind of specialist that you could think of. And this poor child would have a fever of 105 every month, like clockwork. I could watch on my calendar for the day when the fever would start. And she would have febrile seizures and all kinds of symptoms with that. And then that started happening every 2 weeks. So it was pretty intense time in my house with that kind of thing going on. That started when she was about 6 months old. And my son was born when she was almost 2 years old, and he was then diagnosed with autism spectrum disorder before he was 2. And he was pretty globally impacted. He had significant digestive issues, lots of physical pain. He couldn't really sleep for more than, I'd say, an hour at a time, all through the night. It was like that. And he didn't have any words, even up until he was almost 3 years old. Lots of tantruming and just couldn't be around people. Lots of issues. So that was going on. It was like triage in the house all the time. It's like who do we help first? And during that time, I was just sort of trying to find my way through. And every night I would just pray to be kept on the path to healing. That was the one consistent thing I had. I would just pray for that every night. And these angels would just show up in my path, these wonderful doctors, practitioners, and healers that really helped us get to a place where things could calm down and healing was starting to happen. And I was really starting to pay attention to that, to pay attention to what was working and why these things were even happening. And once I didn't realize it while I was in it so much because, you're just kind of in the day-to-day. Every once in a while I'd have a thought about, wow, what this practitioner is doing is really cool. I wonder if I'll get to use that someday. But it would just kind of pass as I'd get back to my day-to-day life. And my kids really did heal. They started to get to a place where they really did heal. And I realized that they were this beautiful gift that was given to me to get me really onto my path, my mission, my purpose, and what I came here to do was to help others and to take all of the knowledge that I'd gotten and all the learning from those experiences and help as many people as I could, and hopefully that they would be able to do it easier than I did. And so that was how I got started. And my children now are 8 and 10 years old, and my daughter is just the picture of health. She doesn't have any of the symptoms that she used to have. She's great. And my son lost his diagnosis when he was about 5 years old. He's mainstreamed in school, has great relationships. He doesn't have any digestive issues. He's just thriving. So that was the journey that we experienced, and I'm so grateful that I had that experience, and I get to share that with others and help other families that have gone through something similar.